Zukile, thank you very much for your time, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and how are you?
Good, thank you. Zukile, can you please kindly tell us about ERESA as the academy in terms of the structure, the divisions that you have, and in which leagues do you participate in?
All right. ERESA is an abbreviation of Eastern Excellence Soccer Academy. We are based in Davidton. We started 5 years ago. So currently we are playing in the GDL League under SAFA. We've got 4 divisions that we have, and at this moment we are currently playing in the GDL Cup, and we've just played against Sundowns. We, as I've said, we are based in Davidton. We've been participating in a couple of tournaments around Gauteng, your Engine, your Paris Cup, and the GDL as well.
How did the idea of the academy come about? What was the reasons and the objective behind starting it?
Personally, I'm a football scout, so I had a challenge whereby I would scout players from my area and then send them to other provinces. So it became a challenge in terms of costs of traveling and all those things. Then I sat down with my directors, Mr. Abel Mkabela, Mr. Thomas Piri, and we said, let's rather have an academy that's going to play against these teams that I'm scouting for. So I'm proud because in the past 5 years we've achieved what we wanted to achieve in terms of having a proper structure for ERESA, having an academy, the only academy that is playing in the GDL around East Rand. And so far it's work in progress, but we are happy with what we've done in the past 4 years.
Okay. Now, in terms of funding the academy, we know resources, especially in the townships and rural areas, tend to be a problem in terms of funding football. How do you sustain the academy?
My brother, I cannot agree with you more there. It's a challenge, not only for us, for every football person or sports person that is trying to uplift the community. In our area, we haven't, ever since we started this academy, we've never got any support. Even today, we are playing against Sundowns. We were late because we were struggling to get transport to come and play here. So it is a challenge for us, and I believe it's also a challenge for other organizations, because Eastern Excellence Soccer Academy is not your PTY. It's a non-profit organization that needs more sponsors. But now, as you've just alluded earlier, we're struggling, not only us, as well as the other guys that I'm working with, because we use what we have in terms of running the entity.
Now, in terms of you are producing these youngsters, and obviously, like you said, that you scout and maybe bigger academies and bigger teams come and have a look and maybe take 1 or 2. When that happens, is there something that the academy gets back, maybe in terms of monetary value, maybe in terms of training equipment? How do you make arrangements around it?
So far, we as I've said, it's just working. It's only work in progress. We haven't got to a point whereby our players have signed professional contracts, but there are teams that have already taken our players, and we are still even now negotiating, because there's one PSL team that has just took 6 of our boys. So we're just waiting for them to tell us how are they going to compensate us. But our mission and our vision is to give these boys exposure, give them opportunities, so that they can get these kind of opportunities of moving to better teams. As I've also mentioned, we are a non-profit organization. We cannot give them what the other teams are giving them in terms of resources. But our hope is to produce more players, and then come a time whereby we need to be compensated, then we can achieve that. We can get whatever that we can achieve.
In terms of philosophy, methodology and approach, how is ERESA developing these players?
I think the main important thing is to make them realize the importance of playing football. Take them away from the social ills within the communities. That was our first step, to say, okay, we in Davidton there are good players. Then how do we accommodate them? How do we give them opportunities? But as I always mention to other guys is that if we cannot produce good soccer players, let's produce good human beings.
We know Davidton, they call it Brazil.
Yes.
There's a lot of talent there, and in the past, there was an era, Jabupule, Scapi, Junior.
Yeah.
We know there are some in the development ranks now, like Abu Bafana Zita.
Yes.
But do you think perhaps now is it not the same as in that era, or maybe what has changed that we don't see as many as we used to see before?
I think the main thing that has changed in Davidton, and I like the fact that you are mentioning that is Brazil. Even last week Friday, Coach Rulani Mukwena said Davidton is the Rio de Janeiro of South Africa, and I agree with those sentiments. But what I can tell you is what has changed in the era of Mbotshane and the other guys is the mentality. How do we build these boys? Because now you cannot take a boy from a township and put him straight to a professional team where he's gonna earn money and then big monies, and then along the way he will go off the rails. But what we do as an academy, we teach these boys how to behave, social, how to approach things in life, how to be disciplined, so that when they reach their potential, they know the importance of behaving in the society.
Coming to today, you unfortunately arrived late. As a result, your under 13s and under 17s, there was a walkover and they didn't play. And you could see in some of the kids' faces that they are really disappointed not to play. And I'm told that in previous weekend in your home game, the game didn't start at 9, it started at 9:30. So what are the challenges, what are these issues that are causing such incidents, and how do you plan to correct it going forward?
Yes, although we've got plans going forward to rectify this kind of challenges, it is a big challenge. As I've said earlier, we're struggling with transport to travel to games. It becomes easier when we play at home. Even at home, we need to we also need to pay for the facility that we are using. So it is a challenge because we've got more than 100 kids, and as I've mentioned, some of the boys did not play the under 13s and the under 15s simply because we arrived late due to transport issues. We had to look for a transport since this morning. We've been trying to get the cheapest transport that can get us here. So I'm appealing to powers be, especially in the East End, to say, guys, here's an organization that is doing a lot of things. We are also doing things in the community, like we've got your social responsibility that we are doing in the community, your gender-based violence awareness, your World AIDS awareness, your Youth Month. But what is it that the business people are doing when they see this kind of this kind of work that we are doing within the community? So I'm appealing, my brother. It's sad to see kids not getting an opportunity to play today simply because we were struggling with transport. So I'm appealing to the people to say, guys, here's an organization, here's an entity that is trying by all means to help the young kids around East Rand.
Sir, really appreciate your time, and more we appreciate your efforts in what you are doing, and hopefully the people, local businesses around Davidton, around East Rand, will come and lend a hand and assist and propel this work that you are doing. Thank you very much, sir.
Much appreciation.